Allow that with the landlord.
You could go along with it. Make it, I have a lot of fun.
Oh, that, just look it up. I mean, you just come up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you ready? All right, I'm gonna call the first meeting of the new year 2025 to order. So we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We have our minutes today in front of you. I look for a motion to approve the minutes for today.
You need the agenda first.
What?
The agenda first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do that? I already checked that off. I look for a motion to approve today's agenda. Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. And now the minutes. Look for a motion to approve the minutes for December 23rd.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. All right, next on the thing is adjourn meeting, sign that.
Basically, we need to appoint you as chair
Okay,
and then during the meeting and then come back.
I look for a motion to approve me as chair for 2025.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I would like to appoint Kevin as pro chair.
Second.
He's had some experience in government, so we'll go at this year that way. I don't plan on being missing any, but you never know sometimes. Okay, are we good?
Adjourn the meeting and then bring it back.
Okay, I look for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and then we'll reopen the meeting.
Yep.
I'll look for a motion to reopen the regular meeting.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're back into our regular meeting after all that. Did you guys have any meetings last week? Probably not.
No.
Kind of a weird week.
Yeah.
Still is a weird week as far as I'm concerned. Well, technically it feels like a Tuesday. I didn't have any either. We're still having some issues with that generator out at the complex, so I gotta get with Tracy. I don't know that he called me about the generator. Said last Saturday he tried to get it started, wouldn't start, but I think I have more information than he has, so I have to get with him and talk about that. Anybody from the public have anything they wanna address to?
The last meeting that you had, I think was on the 17th, it was on a Tuesday. I'd asked how much money had the insurance company spent on the Sam Wilson case. And Susan, you'd said around 40,000.
So I thought.
Well, since then, Selena has sent me that amount, and just so, I don't know if you want to put that in the record or not, but the insurance company has paid $50,529.67 towards that attorney fees on that. And I've also kind of in a roundabout way found out that maybe those defendants, the supervisor defendants in that, might be paying some of that money. Do you know anything about that?
I know nothing about
Okay.
I don't either.
Okay, that's an Adam question, I think.
Yeah. it. He'll be here
Okay,
this
Huh?
He'll be here.
thank you, that's all I have.
Okay. Anybody else?
The only thing would be, I may have some questions on 22, if you get to that.
Okay.
Get to that.
Yep. Well, I appreciated them putting them at the bottom of the list and not right in the middle of the meeting too, if we do happen to go that direction, so. I sent the payroll changes down. You guys had time to review that, right? Yeah. Okay. There's no voting on that. It's just our review. Okay, I have an updated signature on the current safety manual.
I just need the chair to sign, so we need approval to review the sign.
If you guys want to take the time, was there any changes from last
Is that the
year?
one they
No.
gave me the other day?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just basically we need the chair's signature.
Okay.
And
So there was no changes to it. So I'd look for a motion to have the board chair sign the updated safety manual.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Today's date is the second.
Yep.
Okay. Still got the year to write that. About June, I'll probably start writing 24 again. Okay, we're on to resolution 202501. Let's see what we got there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll send this down so you guys can review it. And I'm gonna read this resolution so that you guys know what our procedure. Resolution 202501 says the Board of Supervisors shall meet each week on Tuesday from 8:30 to noon. 8:30 till whenever we're done,
Right.
really.
Right.
On the first and third Tuesdays at this meeting to approve the allowing of claims and other business coming before the board. They will also meet for work sessions or other called meetings when necessary. All bills must be filed by the Thursday noon preceding each session of the Board of Supervisors, and unless same is filed on or before the said date. Some may be laid over till the next regular session of the Board of Supervisors. After adjournment of the session allowing the claims, 48 hours is given to the auditor for classification and grossing of claims audited before warrants will be issued. So it's just laying out timelines for our meetings and when bills will be paid. I think the dates on that sheet kind of list that out.
Yeah.
Now, the only other discussion I'd like to have on this is there any interest in having meetings in the evening so the regular public can attend and not have to take time off work? There was some discussion about that a while back from some other people. Are you interested in that or not? It doesn't make any difference to me, other than there are times I'd like to have the public present and not have to take off work to attend our meeting, but
I will say the public hearing that we're gonna have for the budget, I'm gonna have it at night
in the evening.
in the evening instead of during a regular time. So I'll put that out there. So that will be it.
It makes no difference to me.
It doesn't matter to me either.
Well, we can change this whenever we want. So let's go ahead and just move forward with this for today. We'll have some discussion about this later. And if we decide that we want to have one in the evening or whatever, we can change it then. Fair enough?
Yep.
All right, I'll look for a motion then to approve resolution 202501.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, second, motion second. Is there any more discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Sign those. Just in time, Adam, we're getting to you on some resolutions.
Sounds good to me.
So next on the list is a resolution 202503.
502.
I'm sorry, 502. Yeah, 502. Board of Supervisors, Adam Shudd is the county engineer of Louisa County, Iowa, and hereby designated and authorized and empowered on behalf of the Board of Supervisors to execute the certification of completion of work, final acceptance, the plan and specifications in connection to all farm to market, federal, state aid and construction projects. So there's some money that comes in from farm to market, and this is giving him authorization to not have to come to us. You can just do those things.
Yeah, and most of our projects through the state go through a couple of there's a program called Doc Express and Appia that manages our contracts, it's essentially, and it gives me the okay to click on them and get things going, so.
Make a motion to approve resolution 202-502.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Motion second. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I'll take another signature. All right, 503. Resolution 503, 202-503. Authorizes Mr. Shutt to close secondary roads or portions thereof in emergency situations to safeguard public traveling public. Such road closures shall be confirmed by the Board of Supervisors in its regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve 202-503.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We got another one, 202-504. This is appointing a delegate to the Southeast Iowa Area Crime Commission, and I believe we've already agreed that I'm going to be on that, if I'm not mistaken. So, with that, I look for a motion to approve 202-504, putting me on the Southeast Iowa Crime Commission.
I'll make a motion to approve 202-504. I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, we're on to 202-505, which gives authorization to Mr. Adam Shutt to sign for collect federal disaster relief funds on behalf of Louisa County for any secondary road or bridge damage. Just for this year. Look for a motion to approve 202-505.
So moved. Second.
Motion second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, we have resolution 202-506. Master matrix. Susan, would you like to explain that one?
You have to read the resolution on this place.
Well, it's about the DNR. I'll do it for you. It's about the DNR. We have to adopt a master matrix for this per Iowa code. And counties that have adopted a construction evaluation resolution can submit to the Department of Natural Resources and adopted recommendations to approve or disapprove construction permit applications regarding proposed confinement feeding operation structures. So it looks like a lot of government.
We had a run of those 2 or 3 years ago and haven't had any since, so.
Looks like if we don't approve it, then we're not going to be able to apply to the DNR for certain things, so.
Yeah. When those are applied for, they come to the auditor and then they come to me and I review them or review their work and it goes back to you, so.
Okay. With that, I'd look for a motion to approve 202-506.
I'll make a motion to approve 202-506. I'll second.
Okay, motion second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, this just takes the board chair's signature. You guys are off the hook on that one. The next one is 202-507, naming Kevin Harden to serve on the Southeast Iowa Regional Planning Commission Board of Directors. Look for a motion.
I'll make a motion for resolution 202-507. I'll second.
Okay, motion second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations. Okay, the next resolution 202-508 is listing of all the depositories for the county treasurer. So on this sheet, you can look at it when I hand it down. It's got Washington State Bank for the treasurer, the list of the banks that the treasurer deposits stuff in, county recorder, the auditor, and the sheriff, and where they're supposed to deposit their money, and the maximum and minimum deposits on the sheet. I'll let you look at that one before you go ahead and make the motion. You at least should know what you're motioning. I don't think there's any changes from last year. I
No.
think it's just a matter of getting everybody's signatures on so they know what banks to go through. Good? Yeah. I'll look for a motion.
Make a motion to approve resolution 202508.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, none. Good, motion carries. Looks like you just write them on there. Okay, number 18 is our county board appointments. We went through them, I don't know, few weeks ago. There's still a few open vacancies. The only one on the front sheet, the Military Veterans Commission, we did talk to Jeanette Caldwell, and she's good to go, so that blue one needs to turn white. County Conservation still has one, but we're waiting for the Sam Wilson thing to run its course. There's a vacancy for the Columbus Benefit Fire. I did talk to, or somebody did, Lynn Meinzer, and he was gonna see.
Yeah, I thought,
I thought that was you then. I
Lynn
talked
was
to.
looking for somebody. I guess he had some ideas, is
Okay.
all I know.
Southeast Iowa Regional Planning. I think we gotta find one for that one. Historic Preservation Commission. I'll see Randy Griffin at our public health meeting, so I can ask him. I'd be surprised if Kathy Vance didn't do it again. He's pretty hot on that one. I don't know about Gloria, I don't know her, so. If I can give a call to Kathy and see. Extension office. Planning and zoning's got a couple. I'm not sure that if Tim Coleman can be on it.
No.
Yeah, because he's, so we'll have to find a couple there. Planning and Loan Development Group. Bill's up. You had him hiding back there. Want to do it again?
Didn't even know I was on anything. I don't know if they ever met or not.
Doesn't look like there's.
Planning and loaning,
Planning Development Loan Review Committee. 1, 2, and 3 year term.
if they're not gonna have a meeting, I guess it doesn't work.
Well, I don't plan on borrowing any money, but you never know, I guess. If we did, then we'd have to review the documents before we. Do you want to do a 1 year term, Bill, and see how it goes?
Sure.
Okay. Putting him for 25.
So is that when you guys borrow money too?
Huh?
Is that when the supervisors borrow money, or loan money?
Well, the county, I would assume.
Well, the county borrows money, we basically have to go to a vote, so.
And I don't know what the heck that does. Did you have any idea what that?
I would just guess when it goes to the Southeast Regional Planning Board, if something goes, an application goes to them, I would imagine it's something to do with that, where it.
Can I ask Susan to kind of dig into that a little bit and find out what,
Yeah,
Yep,
I'd be
again.
happy to.
just in a nutshell, just so I know.
Yep.
Oh, it does
I'll
say
call them and
Southeast
let them
Iowa
know.
Regional Planning Board.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Why did I hear back from that one? Did we talk about that one?
Top of what?
Marcia Giroux on the Conesville?
We have to make that a single, it's on the next item on the agenda,
Oh.
because it's tied with Muscatine County.
Okay, I thought somebody and I had
Yeah.
a conversation, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, there's an email out and it's okay.
So as our prior discussion on the Pioneer Cemetery Commission, it was 9 individuals. They barely have any meetings. 3 are up, but we're gonna go ahead and not fill those. And we're gonna shrink that from 9 to 6. That way they have a better chance of having a quorum if they do have a meeting. So-
To appoint somebody to that.
We had that discussion and I'm not sure if it's because.
It doesn't have to be.
I don't think so.
But we want to find somebody.
All right, so we got one opening on the Pioneer Cemetery Commission. I did talk to Randy about it a little bit. I think he may have somebody in mind. so
Okay.
I'll talk to him again at public health meeting. And then the last page looks like it's pretty well filled, so we didn't do too bad. Couple. Just gonna keep our ears open and we'll review it every once in a while and see if we can come up with something. With that being said, I would ask for a motion to approve all the appointments that we have listed that we just went through for this year. So,
I'll second.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good, we got that part done. Did you have a letter in here from Marcia?
I don't know if we had an email or not. I might have just-
You did speak to her, though, right?
Yeah, I have an email right here.
And she's okay with it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll send an email out to Muscatine.
All right. Susan's been in contact with Marcia Giroux, and she's gonna go ahead and be on the Conesville Fire Department benefit fire, but it's part of Muscatine. So it has to go back through Muscatine, so we have to approve it, and then they'll do their thing. So, do we have to vote on it?
I have Marcia's phone number.
Do we have to vote as a board?
I thought we did.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
it's a
we did.
separate line item, that's why I asked, but,
That's why we
Okay.
had, you should,
all right, very good. Okay, holidays. There's the county holiday we have right now. I suppose that could change with the union negotiations, I don't know.
How many does the county have observed?
11.
Why don't you just read them off for them?
Independence Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, 2 on Thanksgiving, 2 on Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, President's Day, and Memorial Day. So I was down to 3 casual days.
that's what it's always been in the past. So.
I look for a motion to approve the holidays for 25, 26.
I'll make a motion to approve the holidays for 25, 26.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, now we have auditor and treasurer's appointments.
Just send it out.
Oh, they're just reviewed?
It's just review.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just review. Just reappointment for everybody.
So they're I can read them and I'll hand them down to you. Susan's second deputy is Elizabeth and payroll clerk is Selena. Tammy Hayes appoints Kelly Hogue, first deputy. And Vicki has Beth Harden as first deputy, Caitlin Clary's first deputy driver's license, and Ashley is second deputy motor vehicle tech. Oh, that's good. Yeah, if you wanna, I don't know if he has to work today or not. Appointments. All these papers.
Yeah, it's not.
I gotta sign. That's Brad's.
Yes, I have to call Brad to sign it, because that was still when he was chair.
All right. Adam's here, so we can talk to Adam for a little while.
Sure.
Hit me.
How's it going today?
Good.
Good. Obviously looking at some snow this afternoon, so we are prepared for it. We're all stocked up with that material and equipment's ready to go and all that. So, probably a day we'll probably be out there till 5 or 5:30 or something like that. You know, we're usually, depending on the day, we're usually back in by dark, but this is a day where it's going to kind of linger in. You know, if we get 2 inches of snow, we probably won't be out on the gravels tomorrow, but if we get 4 or 5, we'll right on that. So that's ready to go. We are a little shorthanded. We got a lot of holiday guys off. We're kind of moving the guys around a bit to get it done. So
I think they were only forecasting a couple of inches, weren't they?
you know, on the internet it can go from
Yeah.
1 to 5. So I
I
don't know.
hope it's only a couple.
And definitely looks like some more next week. So it is what it is out here. So we're ready to go on that. So doing that. Met with the DOT on Friday to take a look at the detours routes we did, X17 and G36 west of Junction there. So the way detours work is the DOT pays the county the rate, a certain rate per day per traffic. So at the end of the process, we'll get a check for a certain amount of dollars. I don't know if it's 10,000 or 38,000. I think when we detoured 78 on the golf course road, I think we got 13,000 or something like that. So it's probably 3 or 4 times that or something like that. Anyway, went and looked at some of the potholes and things that we have up there, and frankly, a lot of them were pre-existing, so we're not going to get any help from that. There's a few spots that the DOT patched, and most of their patches are actually bad now, so we're going to try to get those replaced and all that. So, kind of working on that now. Next year, the detours on 92 will be down X17 south of 92 down through Columbus City and through Junction. Everybody knows that's going to be a mess, but one of those things, it is what it is. And in order to get the job done, you have to have some hassle. So doing those kind of things. We are looking at a tree clearing project. You guys know up on X61, kind of that last 3 miles, there's a bunch of trees that are kind of hanging over the road, and then you go back to the power plant. There's kind of trees hanging everywhere. Have wanted to get after that for a few years. Finally wrote everybody a letter last week, say, hey, we're going to come up here and do some clearing. Have been getting some calls back and working things out with some property owners. So if weather allows in January, we're going to be up there doing some clearing and things like that, because there's trees hanging all over the place up there. So other than that, again, on budget, looking at equipment bids and looking at the buildings and things like that, and we'll have a presentation on that later in the month, so.
These two probably don't know. Do you want to give them a quick rundown of your procedure on snow and the roads and who you call out and how you call them out?
Yeah, so, do you guys get that sheet we did last time?
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Okay,
ago.
okay.
Right, yeah.
So, we operate under our county ordinance, right, which, road, times we can be on the road is from 5 until 8. We almost never go out before 5 because it just stretches out your day and it's very dark and very cold. So, typically if we get snow overnight, usually Terry, who's our maintenance road superintendent, is the guy under me, I guess, who goes out and does it, checking the roads. If he's gone, I'll do it too. He'll go out about 2 or 2:30 in the morning, drive, figure out if we're needed or who's needed. Calls will generally come to our staff at 4, say, hey, we need you in at 5. So everybody will be in, they'll get their trucks running and get loaded up on the road at 5. And it typically takes us about 3 hours to do a lap, right? Obviously if it's icy, it might take a little bit longer. If it isn't, it doesn't take as much. Blades on gravel, they are generally a 12-hour shift. So so if they're called in, they'll go out at 5 and work till 4:30 or 5 or 6 or something like that. We are kind of limited by, these guys can only drive for 10 hours. If they're on a blade though, that kind of gets stretched. So, typically on snows, if we get 4 inches of snow or more on gravels, we will go out and do gravels. Typically if it's only an inch on a weekend, we won't, because that's a lot of hours and you're kind of chasing it for all our vets. But in my, I've been here since 2017, and I think there's a handful of days that we haven't been able to get through our routes. Obviously last January 9th was a day that we couldn't get it done. So it's just a matter of how much snow you have, if guys have a breakdown or they get stuck or whatever. But our goal is to try to get everything opened up within a day. So that's what happens. And I know last year when we had the big event, we had some things that kind of slowed us down. We had some people get stuck on the roads, and that kind of threw us off a bit. Generally, we do not pull people out because you want us out working and not doing that. Plus, there's also some liability and other issues with that. So
That's what the tow services are for.
yeah. So we have the agreement with the sheriff. If they are having trouble getting to their site, we will make an extra trip and we may come out a little bit early to help out a bit. But generally, we don't do special things unless we have to. It's not that we don't want to, it's just we've got limited people. We've only got 19 guys, we used to have 20. And so we're just trying to do our job the best we can here. So
That road to the sheriff's office can be a booger sometimes.
Yep.
It does that weird S turn, so no matter where the
Yeah,
wind
it
is
drifts.
blowing, it's gonna drift one way or the other, so.
So I don't know. Any other questions or anything? Operations? If anybody would like to come out and visit, give you a tour of our operations and that kind of thing. So
I went out when I first became supervisor, and it's kind of interesting to go out and have, we'll take you through all the buildings, show the equipment, the guys, and
Guys, too.
kind of get a handle on, what their capabilities are, so.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
All right, well, if there aren't any other questions?
Back to work.
So.
I forgot to, Adam,
I forgot to give that to you. I'm sorry.
I see they're starting to work on the bridge out at Newport.
That's a DOT job, so, but yeah, we're expecting partial lane closures at some point, but we're done with that, so.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
Adam, number 2.
Yeah. Like to think of myself as out number 1.
Yes, he is out of number 1. I'm number 2.
Okay. We're on number 22, which is discussing Bogomiller Schultz condemnation.
Yes, I think you're very familiar with it. Those who board members I know have been in this meeting, so this has been discussed before as well. So it's kind of an ongoing series of legal cases, but there's a condemnation before the condemnation board coming up. I think it's the 16th. That would potentially condemn a strip of land for an easement. The land runs across a timberman property and catches one of the county buyout lots that's owned by Louisa County. Originally, we were not named as a party. I think we probably should have been because it goes across county land. The board instructed me at that time just not to do anything. Now the filing has been amended to add us as a party. So because it affects a piece of Louisa County real estate, normally I would just intervene myself. But because of the instruction from the board previously, I wanted to get the new board's position on that. Do you want me to stand pat, do nothing? Do you want me to intervene? What would you like me to do? What questions do you have?
Well, if it's property that, I'll be quite honest with you, I don't think the county really cares about the property. If we did, we'd be down there doing something with it.
Sure.
If it helps alleviate this issue, let's let it alleviate the issue. I don't know that it's costing us anything. And the county's kind of gotten themselves into a position anyway. So if this makes it easy, I push the easy button. I don't know what you guys is.
What do you call an easy button?
Just letting them use the land or condemn it or whatever they want to do to run their driveway over the lot.
Over
It's a
FEMA lots.
FEMA lot anyway.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing would be, and I think Adam brought it up last time, was that they can't improve it technically. They can't pave it. They can't gravel it. They can't do any improvements to a FEMA lot.
Yeah, gravel's a question. I don't know.
I know. And then if
It's a
they
gray
did,
area.
you really think somebody's gonna come all the way down here and throw a fit about 50 feet of gravel on a FEMA lot in the middle of Elric Junction? I doubt it very
I
highly.
think it would be unlikely.
I do, but his position is to tell you that it's,
Somebody from FEMA could come down here and talk about this.
yes. But I'm for, since I've been here, we've been talking about this, and I want it to be over. I think he wants it to be over.
I just want to way back there.
I know.
I guess, it is county property, and right now we got an easement we can't use in the ditch across the same lot. So there's actually, we want to call it unusable easement. We do have that anyhow. So the county never got involved in that to begin with because they didn't want it, which is, you can't landlock somebody.
Right.
Although the county is landlocked itself, but it was a FEMA buyout, so. And I think you're talking 200 or 300 feet. We pretty much got everything else done. It was drawn up wrong down in the bottom of a gully, a ditch. Conservation says we can't use that, we can't improve that at all, so we're just going for another 40 foot off to the side, which gives it a straight easement, which is probably 200, 300 foot long. I don't know if you've been out there and seen it. That's it. When they say the county, when Adam says whether he wants, the county wants to get involved, or if they don't want to get involved, I guess I don't know what the county's gonna do to get involved. Is that saying, hey, we don't want you to use that, or is it saying, hey, we want to help you get that because we need an easement to our lot too?
Well, I think it's already been filed and we are involved.
You are now because
So we,
they want it.
there's
turn
no
Yeah.
ignoring the fact. that this-
We are involved.
We tried. Ignored it, but now it's legal, so. I
So
don't,
I guess it's,
my feeling, I think, is what I'm trying to direct him is that we're not gonna fight it, is what I'm trying to say. Is that?
Yeah, I say let the board make their decision
I have a question. Who owned it prior to?
Prior to FEMA?
Timmerman. He sold it to,
Yeah, the lot, yeah.
the lot itself right there, he sold it to, well, it was a buyout.
Okay, because of the flooding, they offered to buy him out, and he accepted. That's what
I'm
understood.
not sure what happened, why they only got one lot there, because it's all connected, the whole bottom there, but he sold one lot in the middle of it.
Yeah,
which I'm-
that brings up the question of how did you get into this? I understand through FEMA, but my next question rolls into, so why don't you guys sell it? What do you want? You don't want
Well,
and,
I
well,
don't,
we can't sell FEMA, I don't believe,
They
can we?
won't let us sell anymore.
Can't sell no land, but how'd they ever buy a landlocked piece of land anyhow, the government, you can't be landlocked, government can't be, county can't be, individuals can't be. How'd that ever happen anyhow?
well, before me,
No, it wasn't.
Well, it's not,
11, yes, it was, but the board just left the signatures on it.
that legal principle, if you can't landlock somebody, just means that there is an easement by prescription. You just have to enforce your rights if somebody's blocking.
But how'd the county ever get landlocked? How'd the county ever end up with that being landlocked?
Well, they're not landlocked, there's an easement by prescription there.
You're not landlocked by what?
An easement by prescription.
Explain that in layman's terms.
It's like a de facto easement.
The fact that you own it, you can't be landlocked.
No, there's a historical access to that lot from the old streets that have been vacated. Whereas the historical access to your farm ground was across the railroad bridge.
You're saying the county's not landlocked because of the historic past practice.
Correct.
So anybody can use that road theoretically up to lot 6 because it's public.
No, it's not public anymore.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it at that. I don't,
we're at this point now, we're,
Yeah.
what we're telling you is we're not gonna fight it.
Well, it's-
We're just gonna let it. You're not gonna get any pushback from the county side of it. So let the paperwork and the judicial system do what it does and.
If I could get a motion and approval by the board of that, so it doesn't look like I need to
Yeah,
respond.
How would you like me to,
The same
phrase
phrase that
that?
last
Let
time.
me ask you this, do you feel like you should be there at the meeting, or?
I think at this point, it's an issue for it's an issue on a piece of property. So normally I would intervene, just to make the deadline for intervention, and I would discuss with the board what they wanted to do as far as the county's property interest. So we're just moving that discussion with the board up, and we've got to make some decision of whether to even intervene. So it's really a decision for the board. It's a policy decision, not really a legal one, so.
well, I'd look for a motion not to, intervene in any obstruction on the FEMA land, let it progress through the FEMA lot and not show any opposition. Is that all right?
Yep, that'll work.
I'll make that motion.
Motion?
No,
Second. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we made it through the agenda, your first meeting, with the motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.